I realized that I see a work of art and I want to look at it and I want to think about the story behind it.
Yeah.
Because every artwork, there's a story behind it.
Exactly. And one unique thing I appreciate about art is the fact that it's a major way of preserving our heritage,
Yes.
our story. You can reserve our stories in art forms, and future generations will come and appreciate it and know about their background, where they are coming from, and a whole lot more.
And you see, most of the times, art is much more than, what we see. It's much more, it brings out emotions. It tells a story about something. It's just much more than the masterpiece we see.
Yeah.
It's so much about creativity.
Exactly.
We're talking about creativity today. It seems today is all about art, the beauty of art. In
the
all
world of beauty.
Yes, the world of beauty. Oh yes, so that's it. The world of beauty generally. And talking about the world of beauty generally, that in Nigeria, from the iconic Miss Nigeria to the emergence of new platforms, this contest have evolved significantly, reflecting changing societal values and celebrating the diverse beauty of Nigerian women. Over the time, the concept of beauty has expanded. We'll discuss today how pageants have embraced inclusivity, representing women of different shapes, sizes, and backgrounds. Our guest is in the studio this morning. Before we unveil let's see what our profile looks like. All right, welcome back. You can see that we have beauty personified in the studio with us. With us this morning is the first ever, Miss Ibile. She's Elizebeth Abisola Salawu. She's fondly called Sochi. I got that.
Yes, we do.
All right. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good to have you on the show.
Thank you.
So, Miss Ibile, good to have something like that, Miss Ibile. Honestly, let me clap for Governor Sanwo-Olu.
It's
first.
homegrown.
This guy, when he came on board, Governor Sanwo-Olu said something. He said, none is going to be left out. Nobody will be left out. No segments will be left out. And we are seeing a lot of things, that is doing in the entertainment world, in the IT world, in the even for artisans. You know, it's
All
just
round.
all
All
round.
round.
And you see this Ibile. If you're in Lagos and you've not heard Ibile,
You're
are you
missing
sure?
something.
Are you sure you're a Lagosian? So she's the first ever Queen of Ibile. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Good to have you. So before we start, tell us, because we need to know this Ibile. What's Ibile now?
Well, Ibile stands for the 5 administrative divisions of Lagos State.
Okay.
Ikeja, Badagry, Ikorodu, Lagos Island, and Ekpe. Of course, we've all heard Ibile, and you know, as Yorubas, we also know that Ibile means indigenous and traditional. So it's our thing. It's what we embrace as Lagosians and Nigerians in particular.
All right. So let's talk about. Where do I start? Do I start from the pageant? Do I start from you? Do I start from, you know, where do I start from now? Let's talk about beauty pageants generally. Is this your first attempt at pageants?
Oh no, it's not.
Tell me, how far?
Oh, very far.
How far? How far is far?
As far back as 2013. Yes, I started with a community pageant where I grew up, Ojokoro, and over the times I tried Miss Nigeria and other pageants. So this for me is.
You actually tried Miss Nigeria.
Yes, I did. And also Miss Universe Nigeria, this last one. But this for me is different. Like you said, it's very encompassing. It's inclusive. It stands out no matter your background, your look, your size, your height. It's very inclusive and it's very diverse. We had contestants from other states.
Oh,
also.
really?
Yes, who also competed. As you know, Lagos is very
Accommodating.
Exactly.
Yeah, very accommodating. So we're not biased. We are warm people. We love to welcome people from other states. And I'm from Oyo State. So I was born and raised in Lagos State.
Okay.
And I'm proud to be
Associated with Lagos,
Yes.
and you're proud to carry the banner of Lagos.
course.
All right, tell us, this pageant, Queen of Ibile, was organized by,
It was organized by Platinum Entertainment
so in collaboration.
in collaboration with the
With
Lagos State
Lagos
Government,
State.
Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture.
So tell us about your journey into it.
Oh my. Honestly, it started just as a dream because I didn't even think I wanted to do pageantry anymore. I just thought, okay, maybe I'll just take a step back, reflect. You know, I have music, I have fashion, I have other aspects of me, even as a model that, you know, I have to like think about and prepare for 2025. But I just thought, oh, this is different. This is cultural. And I've always wanted to be a cultural queen. I had the opportunity of being a cultural queen once, but I just feel like
What was
people-
that?
That was 2019,
What was that?
culturality. Yeah, so I just felt like 2025 is, people are more open to pageantry nowadays, and we need to bring it back home. So how else do I express myself culturally than be a part of something huge like Queen of Ibile? So I decided to apply. I went for the audition. We had callbacks and, you know, festive period, but then it successfully happened in January. So roughly 2 weeks now. And
Okay, the process. Did you have to know? You know the way people say you have to know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody
exactly.
that knows somebody that knows somebody. So tell us the truth, though.
I
You
did
didn't have to
not-
know somebody.
I did not have to know anybody.
Okay.
There's nobody on the Queen of Ibile team that I even knew prior to applying.
Okay.
It just popped up on my social media and I was like, Queen of Ibile, okay. Let's see. I did some research, went to the website, and I applied. So I didn't have to know anybody from anywhere.
That's fantastic and that's interesting. That's good to know that
Yeah.
you know, I like to, when I see queens or I see people emerge winners at you know, live show competitions and all of that, I really like to ask that question, and I always like them to be, you know, as open and as true as they can be, so that people can be encouraged out there that, you know, there's this mentality in this part part of the world.
yeah.
There's no point me going because
I don't know anybody, honestly. So it's good to know that you didn't know anybody and you went through the process. So tell us about the process. So how long did it take?
Oh, it took a couple of weeks, including the auditions, and the boot camp was roughly 10 days. We had lots of activities, lots of impactful activities and tasks each day. So we had the street catwalk, we had a volleyball competition because we had professionals coming to actually train us.
Okay.
We had a volleyball game. It's also powered by Amen Estate. So this volleyball competition happened in Amen Estate's White Sand. It was quite impactful. We also had people from the Video Census Board come speak to us about what Lagos State is doing in terms of arts, tourism, film industry. So it was quite impactful. We had to represent our individuality. So it's you, yourself, and God.
Wow.
Yes,
Wow.
and it's reality style. So it's not just go to the boot camp and come out on the grand finale. Everything
Okay.
was recorded. All the tasks were recorded. So you can also catch up on YouTube and on social media to see all the activities that happened. in the
Yeah,
boot
yeah.
camp.
I was meaning to ask. You've been in other pageantries, pageant competitions. What's the difference between Ibile and the ones
Every other one?
Yeah.
Yes, the difference is the impact. So the theme for Queen of Ibile is beauty to serve.
Okay.
So other pageants have their own themes. They have their own idea of what pageantry is, what they expect from the queen, or the format of the show itself. But Queen of Ibile stands out because it's cultural.
Okay.
It targets the grassroots. So it really doesn't matter where you're coming from or what your experience has been. It targets the people of the community as well. And part of the things that we've been planning and we're working on is the project. The theme is Beauty to Serve, and God willing, for the International Women's Month, we'll be having a wonderful celebration. And this year's theme is empowering women, accelerating community action, which simply means that every woman has to get involved in the community. So it really doesn't matter your age, your background. As long as you're a woman and you're willing to improve yourself, you can key into this program. There's going to be a lot of panel sessions where there's going to be a lot of topics for people to learn from. And of course, my project, which is targeted towards wellness, physical and mental health awareness for everyone. That cuts across all gender, all age group, children, women, everybody. So it's very impactful. And like you asked, like, what's the difference? From the branding alone, you can know the difference. I'm representing culture, like African prints. Like, it's very rare for you to see Nigerian queens embrace their culture, their tradition. So you have to be able to key into your roots as a queen or as a participant of Queen of Ibile. So that's the difference.
Yeah.
Okay, let me, with Nigeria, we have a diversity in so many things in our culture, even in religion, tradition, ethnicity, and so on. How have beauty, do you think beauty pageants in Nigeria? Because you have been, you have done a couple of, you've been in a couple of competitions,
Yes.
going towards this direction. How do you think that beauty pageants in Nigeria, has really addressed diversity and inclusion?
Well, beauty pageant serves as a means of highlighting our cultural background. There's always a segment in every beauty pageant, which is the cultural display segment.
Okay.
So it's also based on your creativity and how you're able to interpret your outfit, your traditional wear to the state or the community you're representing. So it's very important that we keep up this tradition of highlighting what our backgrounds are in terms of culture, ethnicity, and background.
So do you now think that, in Nigeria, we've done a couple of pageantry, or that has put us out there on the globe, and we've had our own people represent us. But I do not think, since the days of Agbani Darego, I don't think that we've really gotten the crown, of, like, something on the global
stage.
So do you think that beauty pageantry in Nigeria is still something to write home about, or still relative? Do you think relevant rather? Do you think we're getting better, or do you think that things are not as it used to be? Because we had pageantry those days that put us on justice right there in the front, in the face of the world. What's going on now?
Well, right now I can confidently tell you that pageantry is absolutely relevant. Compared to the previous years where you just go to the pageant, you win, you represent Nigeria. If you don't win, you come back and we don't hear anything about you anymore. But nowadays, queens are stepping up. They're taking spaces in different industries. As a queen, you can be an actress, you can be a model, you can be a music artist, you can be anything, you can be a politician. Women are coming out.
That's the area of empowerment.
Exactly. So it's not just about the beauty. You know, you have to be able to represent yourself and your community as well. And what's your long-term goal in particular? How do you intend to serve your people? So it's very relevant. It's an avenue to showcase yourself, your skills, your intellectual capacity, everything about you, and how you're able to impact others as well in the process.
So organization, let me come to the aspect of, organization now. What do the organizers, you've seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what can you say, where can you say that the organizers need to improve on? I know that you would not want to say something negative about the organizers of Ibile, but then
what would you like to see different?
Overall, what would you say that they can do better? It can make it different.
Yes, so I like that question actually, and this applies to all pageants, not just Queen of Ibile. Queen of Ibile did a very great job, and I must commend the team and the organization. But generally speaking, I think that pageant organizers should take out the time to know the girls, because nowadays they just go to boot camp, and then the next time you see them is on the stage. The people that are watching don't know their personalities. The judges do not know their personalities. The only people who know them are the ones that were in the boot camp with them, and they're not even, most of the time, they're not on the panel of judges. So they're just judging based on what they see on stage. Presently. And that's what, 1 hour, 2 hours, maybe 3 hours tops. That's not enough for you to get to know someone. And the question and answer segment doesn't even do justice to knowing the person in particular. So I think there should be like an holistic approach to selecting your representative, no matter how long they've been in the boot camp. Because boot camps mostly, they're about rehearsals and trainings. And if the pageant is big enough, they invite people to come and speak to them, train them, etiquette, have them speak about their background. So pageant organizers should take their time to know the people, because there are some queens that they crown and 6 months down the line, they're dethroned for one misbehavior or the other. So it's not like the first runner-up or the second runner-up, or maybe the top 10 participants are not worthy enough, but because they don't take their time to know them, to spot this person might not
Represent
do well. Exactly. So take more time to know them. 2 weeks is not enough to know someone, but then it's enough to have an idea. Then organizers should also do well to plan the show, plan the boot camp as well. So don't rush. Yes, don't rush, because it's 1 year of reigning as queen. It's 1 year of working with someone. There's no point rushing through the 2 weeks. And I'll try to relay back to Queen of Ibile. 10 days was like short, but it was very impactful. So it was back-to-back confectionals. How was your day? What did you go through? What did you learn? What was your experience today? There was conversational interaction. So from there you can tell, oh, okay, I like this person, I like that person, this person will do well, just generally speaking. So we're not saying every pageantry should be a reality show, but then you can take your time to do closed-door interviews and things like that.
All right, let me just hold you there. Today we're talking about beauty, like Naomi said. We're talking beauty, everything beauty.
All the way.
Yes. Wow, welcome back to creative industry, and you know, our beauty queen was talking about you know, way forward. You know, afterwards she talked about, you know, the previous times.
Yeah.
You know, you might not hear about the queens anymore, but now we see that it's a platform for them to do a lot of things, going to politics, going to acting, and all of that.
acting.
And one of the ways we can showcase who we are, and Nigerians are doing it pretty well,
Pretty well.
now.
Pretty
Honestly,
well.
I don't know. The way I get so happy, the way we are doing the epic films and all of that.
It's amazing.
It's
All over
amazing.
the world.
Showing our culture and we
Telling our own stories.
our own story in our own way,
Exactly.
in our own unique way. You see it on stage plays, you see it on movies and all of that, and they take their time to put all of this together. And the most important thing is that it's been accepted worldwide.
Because they're following standards.
Exactly.
Now you don't drop our movies because they're not up to standards. We are at par.
You know, even on the platform, on the streaming platforms, you see people that they are yearning for the movies, our own movies, other than
Quality movies.
yes, other than the foreign. I cannot, you know, remember when last I watched a foreign movie, because you have so many
Nigerian stories taking over.
taking away. You want to say something about this?
Absolutely, we're doing great, and there's so many scriptwriters coming up now, delving towards the epic movies, like you said, and so many producers and directors taking charge.
Yeah.
We have people who are actually taking their time to build the sets from scratch. Like Queen of Ibile has an entire
Exactly.
location in Oyo State where they shot some of the movies that are topping the charts now. So I think that there's space, there's still time and room for growth, yes, for us to improve and also, you know, match up with the Western movies and production.
Exactly. Honestly,
Are we matching up?
we're trying. You see, you know, the issue we have is that
we are
no,
more than matching up.
yes, you're
I'm
getting there
excited.
because they, you know, like we talk about the British, they are colonial masters. But so you cannot. My people will say, "Ole Mosho, do ya Osholo." You cannot know Osho more than the
you're
mother
right.
of Osho.
You're right.
The mother of Osho will know Osho
Yeah, of course,
more than
of
anybody.
course, of
So,
course.
but we tend to forget that they are telling their own story.
True.
Right.
They are displaying it in their own way.
True.
But at times we want to inculcate them into ours. Because we have the, you know, at the back of our mind, consciously or unconsciously, that you know, we have, it has to be that way. But we tend to forget that that is their culture.
Yeah.
We have to do, and we're getting it right. We're getting it better.
right.
Let's come back to you know, our pageantry. Now, do you feel that now those organizers of pageantries, do you feel that they are giving the queens and even the runner-up, because at times I might not be the winner. Let's take, for instance, the likes of Bisola. Bisola was not the winner at Big Brother, Big Brother Niger,
Project Fame.
Project Fame, and all of that. She was in Big Brother Niger. She was in she was first in Project Fame,
Fame.
then Big Brother. Look at Bisola now. So, when it comes to pageantry, do you think that the organizers are giving the ladies enough exposures, notwithstanding whether they win or not?
Empowering them.
Absolutely, yes, I would say. Queen of Ibile, for instance, had monetary packages for the runners-up, which is very rare. Usually it's the winner that takes it all. But the first runner-up, the second runner-up, they had gift items too with the prizes that they won. But I'd like to emphasize that if you're not the winner, perhaps you're the runners-up or you're still top 10 or top 20, as long as you were involved in the production, you were involved in the pageant, that's a platform for you. So what I'm trying to say is whatever step you take afterwards will determine your level of success. So you either choose to be courageous and continue, or you just sit back and watch other people grow while you just get upset and just wonder like, oh, why did this happen? Why didn't this happen? Pick up yourself and move on. That's what's important. So it's not all about, let's not just put it on the organizers. The participants in particular, you have a role to play on your success and your next move.
So talking about that, tell us your challenges.
Generally speaking,
it's not about all the smiles.
oh, it's quite challenging being a queen. Let me say it's quite challenging being a woman in this part of the world, in arts and music and entertainment, fashion, because we already have challenges that we face, from harassment to financial support. So for me, I'd say let me just say I've just been lucky. Like, I'm very strategic. I love to look out for opportunities where I feel like I can blossom. So I always keep an open mind. Whether it works or not, I'm going to do it. And if I didn't decide on time, I probably would have just sat back and watched Queen of Ibile just roll by. Because I had doubts. I thought about what people would say, and then I was like, it's my life after all. By the end of the day, I'm wearing the crown, and they're like, oh, thumbs up, I love what you're doing. I'm like, oh, yes, that's what I love to hear. So you have to be able to push yourself beyond the challenges that you're facing. After all, you have to bring your A game every time, but then the decision is yours to make.
So during the pageantry, during the competition and everything, I'm sure it wasn't all rosy. Tell us some of the challenges you faced.
It wasn't. To be honest, we had to wake up early in the morning. We had to go to bed late at night.
They wake up like 5 a.m.
Yes, and then you're sleeping like midnight or past midnight. You have other people you have to deal with, your roommates, the other contestants. Knowing that it's also a production, you have to relate with everybody cordially. And getting your costumes ready. You are in the boot camp. You have little or no time to use your phone. You can't really communicate with people outside. Those challenges were really tough. I mean, like, but all in all,
so you have to keep up the attitude at times. Just like this morning, my driver I was going to move. I had to stop before coming, and I was going to move, and it was nowhere to be found. And I was applying my makeup. I came down, and everybody was saying, YK, somebody came to me, you that you're always smiling. I love your smiling. And I was asking my staff. I said, I hope I didn't display. He said, no, I didn't. And I answered everybody that.
Nicely.
So you had to keep up that
smile.
How we say
it now.
Even when you don't want to smile.
Yes, you have to keep your steez and composure. That's how we say it.
All right.
Okay, can you say that again?
Keep your steez and composure.
Okay.
Yes.
Nice.
Oh my God. So tell us now. We're gonna get it. We're gonna future a package again. But before then, tell us. Now, like I just said something. Like in the recent times now, I try to come natural on social media. I try to make people want to feel that behind all of this there is a natural me.
Yeah.
Tell us the challenge now. It's 2 weeks now. Because I know that at times people just expect like someone like a TV presenter. They expect you that they feel you don't even go to the toilet.
Exactly.
They expect you and all of that. So tell us.
So I naturally love to dress up. Even my friends would say we could be going to the supermarket and Elizabeth will wear sneakers. We are just going to get 1 or 2 items. But it's just me. I love to look presentable all the time. I may not wear makeup all the time because I'm not a makeup person, to be honest.
Okay.
But my line of work has put me in front of the camera. You always have to look good. Even if it's your natural face. Put on some lip gloss, some eyeliner, look presentable.
So you have to do all
when
that
they bring the phone or the camera, you're looking nice.
So you just have to. That's one of the. Will I say one of that changed?
Yes, that changed.
Before now, you never used to.
Before now, it was just me, myself, and I, looking normal every day.
You talked about being in front of social media. Do you think social media has in any way contributed in beauty pageantry promotion in Nigeria?
Yes, I would say largely to a very large extent, because we have productions here in Nigeria and someone in the Philippines is watching because they're so interested. Oh, what has Nigeria got to offer? But if you ask me, the last couple of years, we've been doing great. We are putting Nigeria on the map. You know, I like to say that pageantry for women is like soccer for men.
Men.
Okay.
Yes.
Nice.
So, because when people ask me now, what is it about pageantry for you girls? You guys are so engrossed. I'm like, we don't come to the front of the TV, turn it off, and say, don't watch your soccer game.
Exactly.
You know, so just leave us. Let's do our thing. So far we've been doing great, and social media has been an avenue for us to express ourselves. People around the world are watching. You may have 1 or 2 likes compared to what you expect, but then people are watching.
So how has this affected your social media followers?
It's growing.
Okay.
And I love the engagements. I look forward to the engagements more than the following, because at the end of the day, someone could be following you and be hating you. But the comments keep me going, the engagements keep me going. Good comments, sometimes bad ones, but I always learn to ignore and just move on with my life. And I learn from the bad comments too. There's usually a little bit of truth. Maybe it's your hair that's looking a certain way, and then you look at it, you're like, oh, okay, this could have been done better. So it's really an avenue to express yourself, and it's working for me so far.
So you try to look at something positive from
positive
the negative,
criticism,
from the criticism. That's fine. Okay, we'll still have you here because we're just enjoying the discussion. Right now, we're going to give you a package on the age, a future on age as, you know, pressure to marry. Age as a pressure to marry. Yes, we are all ladies on the set, so I'm sure you have something to say about that.
Values rather than arbitrary timeline or age differences.
I used to brag to my friends that I'd always be okay, but since I set my eyes on you, mama, you done make me fall in
I caught you dancing there.
Honestly, ask for the best party people is my people.
Of course.
Even people from the eastern part of Nigeria will say, you know what, people can
they
do
can
party.
dance.
They can do party. All right, okay, that was a beautiful one on pressure about age to marry. We see this happen, you know, repeatedly here and there, and you see pressure being put on the female child. I don't know. Why can the male child go to be 50 years old? Nobody is giving him pressure, and you see it's you know, why can we not let, you know, ladies be and let them go of the pressure? Yes, they can decide to do it as early as they want, and if they want to do it later in life, why can they not do it?
It should also be okay. Especially, I believe if you want to pursue your career or educationally or professionally.
Even if at times that you could have, you know, attained a certain height, but you just feel the right man isn't coming. We have seen some celebrities they've done it later. Look at Richard Dominic.
Exactly.
You know, of course, I just want to imagine the kind of pressure that she would have been put, you know, under, you know, to marry. You know, I know someone recently that got married, you know, at the age of 52, and I know somebody that is planning to get married at 50, and I'm like, oh, really? Wow. So you see, it's not about the age, it's not about how far, but it's about
How well.
But I think some of our parents, just like what we saw in the future, are beginning to understand that we should let these girls be. It's a new dawn, and it's a new era entirely. You know, it's an era where you find girls commanding their territory, where you find females commanding their territory, doing what they ought to do, and, you know, excelling even in fields that is being dominated by the masculine gender. You want to say one or two things?
Oh, absolutely. I feel like parents should just embrace the fact that girls are just like guys. They're like, girls are like boys. So the way you raise your girl child and the way you raise your boy child is slightly different. The only difference is the gender. but the pressure shouldn't be so much on the girls, and I believe it's because of the biological clock. We've been hearing it over and over, but then it's not a strong enough reason to compromise on your standards, your goals, and you really cannot guarantee if the man you're trying to get married to at that point in time is truly compatible with you on the long term, because it's all fun and games until he says
reality does.
exactly until he says, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. But your dream is beyond where you are at the moment. And sometimes you also have to be compatible with someone biologically, talking about genotypes, and just so you don't make a mess and create problems for your next generation. So there's so many factors involved. It's not just, we shouldn't let the societal pressure get to us.
All right, it's been beautiful, wonderful, and so interesting discussing with you on the show this morning. This morning we've been having a discussion with the Queen of Ibile 2025, the first one ever. Okay, just before you go, in 10 seconds, say something out there to aspiring ladies that wants to do something like this, and generally speak out to the feminine gender.
Oh, so ladies, don't be afraid to take up space. Don't be shy. Be bold. Stick to what you know and be open to learn more. The sky is the limit, and just grab onto opportunities that come your way. Don't let go.
Don't let go.
Don't let go.
Don't let go. What more can be said on the show today? A very big thank you to the Queen of Ibile, I'm laying emphasis on that, the very first one ever. She is Elizebeth Abisola Salawu, and I should mention also that she's a fitness and tech enthusiast. She's everything, all encompassing. Thank you for being our guest today. And she likes to be referred to as Sochi.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
All right, I think this is where we have to let our guests go. We will go on a short break. When we return, we're still here. Don't go anywhere.
Lagos now, we're heading on half the next set of reports. In Lagos, state houses of assembly have targeted the federal government.
Oh, welcome back. I'm sure you've enjoyed yourself as we have also this morning. And this is where we want to wrap up the show right now. So, Naomi, how do you close?
The time flies when you're having fun.
Exactly.
I didn't want the Queen to leave the studio.
I didn't want
Ibile.
either.
All right, so until we come your way next time, I am Naomi Eno. Pleasure to have you on set. We believe you had a swell time with us. Enjoyed all our conversations today, and we wish to see you on the brighter side of Saturday. Stay tuned.
All right, and well, on that same note of enjoying everything that we gave out to you today, make sure you always keep it there with